Khalil Rountree just dismantled Jamahal Hill from head to toe. 4 knockdowns, both eyes busted, brutal leg kicks. Punishing body shots, Rountree didn't just win the fight, he broke Hill down systematically. This wasn't the same aggressive, emotionally charged Rountree we've seen in the past. This was a patient, composed, and technically evolved fighter. You could see the lessons he took from facing Alex Pereira. When fighters go toe-to-toe with the best in the world, they either break or they level up. Rountree clearly leveled up. And honestly, this new version of Khalil Rountree is dangerous. He's sharp, calculated, and still carries that violent explosiveness, now with purpose. I genuinely believe he could give top contenders like G. Prohaska a real problem. Against guys like Alexander Rakic or Johnny Walker, I'd favor him. But when it comes to fighters like Magomed Ankalaev and Alex Pereira, those two feel like they're operating on a different level entirely. Still, a matchup between Rountree and G, or even Carlos Ulberg, would be absolute chaos, and I could see Khalil winning that. That's how far he's come. One of the wildest things from this fight was Khalil literally throwing long-range hammer fists, standing hammer fists, and somehow making them effective. That's not something you see at the elite level, yet it worked for him. And you've got to give credit to Jamahal Hill. The guy is incredibly tough, took massive damage, and still made it to the final bell. Even in defeat, his durability stood out. Rountree's performance was a masterclass in targeted violence. He built his offense around leg kicks and body shots, not just headhunting, and there's a reason for that. Hill was constantly leaning away, trying to defuse Khalil's shots by distancing himself from the danger. But that predictable lean-back defense left his legs and body wide open. Rountree saw that early, made the reads by the midpoint of round 1, and started chopping him down, piece by piece. Instead of forcing openings with wild blitzes, Rountree used high fight IQ, mixing in feints, reading the reactions, and targeting Hill's vulnerabilities. Fake to the head, land to the body. Fake to the body, slam the inside leg. Then, when the damage accumulated and Hill's stance and balance were compromised, the headshots started landing clean. And that's exactly how the knockdowns started coming. The legs were gone. The movement slowed. Hill's usual defense, the leanbacks, the pivots, they weren't working anymore. Keel dropped him multiple times with clean hooks and overhands. And, weirdly enough, only 1 knockdown was recorded in the official stats, which makes no sense. There were at least 3, plus 1 from a leg kick, and the power behind these shots. Unreal. Rountree was landing flush with full commitment, and Hill somehow stayed conscious. That tells you everything you need to know about Jamahal Hill's chin and how freakishly powerful Alex Pereira really is. Because we've seen Hill dropped clean by Khalil and yet survive. But Pereira flatlined him instantly. Let's look at one sequence in particular. Hill lands a sharp jab, probably his best punch of the night. Rountree immediately fires back with a wind-up shovel hook to the body and, in the same motion, comes over the top with a looping left hand that drops Hill. This was clean, powerful, and expertly timed. The fact Hill even stood back up shows his durability. Another wild moment. Hill throws a right straight and follows it up with a switch to southpaw for a left cross and a right hook that all miss. Rountree reads the entire combo, steps inside, and lands a right hook with the palm out, classic Russian style, then blasts Hill with a left hand as Hill's own counter flies past him. That's elite level shot selection and timing, but even more impressive was the cage awareness. Rountree baited Hill toward the center by faking pressure against the fence, giving himself more room to work. And then there were the feints. My God, the feints. Rountree had Hill biting on every movement, raising away, falling into the same reactions over and over. Rountree would fake a body shot, get Hill to bite, then swing to the legs or come over the top. Hill never adjusted. He kept reacting the same way for 5 straight rounds. That contrast, Rountree adjusting mid-round while Hill stayed stuck in the same loop, showed the massive skill gap between them. And it wasn't just technical superiority. Rountree was mentally sharp too. In the 3rd round, he even started slapping Hill's hand away just to play with his reactions, throwing exaggerated parries to test Hill's responses. And Hill kept falling for them. Even when Hill did land, like that 1-2 shot combo and head kick follow-up, he overcommitted on the next exchange, and Rountree made him pay by slipping and blasting him with a haymaker that sent him crashing. Later in the fight, Rountree's slipping improved. He started slipping the power hand, countering with body hooks in combinations, then disengaging. He was playing the matador, and Hill was constantly chasing air. Rountree would feint in bait a body kick, and Hill would whiff. Now, let's talk about Hill's corner between rounds 4 and 5. His coach told him the fight was close, and that Rountree wasn't that good. What? That's either some misguided attempt to motivate Hill, or just outright delusion. He lost every round and had barely any momentum. And then, after the fight, Hill acted surprised by the 50-45 scorecard. Come on. There was also a weird moment in the 5th where Hill thought he got headbutted. Rountree lunged in with a jab, lowered his head, but frame B-frame. His head never touches Hill's. It hits the chest. Then he follows up with a left hook that lands cleanly. Heel starts protesting like there was a head clash, but there wasn't one. It was just another clean shot. Heel has a habit of making excuses post-fight, so don't be surprised if he brings this up later. One final, slick moment from Rountree. He fakes the body shot again, gets Hill to bite, then pulls away from the counter and slams a kick to the body. When Hill tries to answer with a wild right hook, Rountree's already gone. It was like he was toying with him, playing chess while Hill was throwing checkers pieces across the board. So, what do we take from this? Khalil Rountree just sent a message to the entire light heavyweight division. He's no longer just a violent, emotional brawler. He's now a dangerous, technical striker with a game plan, composure, and elite-level reads. Could he beat guys like G. Prohaska or Carlos Ulberg? Absolutely. Could he take on someone like Ankalaev or Pereira? That's a tougher ask. Those two are still the gold standard, but Rountree has entered the conversation. Let me know what you guys think. Was this the best performance of Khalil's career? And who should he fight next? G. Ulberg? Someone else? If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. This is Nay Khan, and I'll catch you in the next video.